Hey y'all, Ramdino here, coming at you once again from a glorious time out here in the woods. Just wonderful setting, wonderful place to be, bringing you an Appalachian Trail Thru Hiker update. So excited about doing that. Let's go ahead and get on that update. We'll be talking about a bunch of hikers here, and a lot of these folks are on the spreadsheet that I created where you can go and follow these folks as well. Whether you're a thru hiker out there on the trail or somebody that's part of the hiker community sitting at home, following these folks, keeping them pumped up, you can look down the description section and there you'll find a link to a lot of these folks that we'll be talking about that are out there on the trail. Let's go ahead and get on and talk about who's doing what and where folks are out there on the trail. So Smiley's gone dark. Now why is Smiley gone dark? Well, he has decided that he wants this time to be the remainder of his trip to be just for him, and that's great. That's awesome. He is in the 100-mile wilderness, not going to have a lot of signal out there anyway, but he has said that when he gets to Katahdin, he will keep us all informed, and we'll be part of when he gets up there, and we'll see his summit picture. So Smiley, I know you don't hear this now, but I'm excited about you finishing the trail, and you've done it in style, you've done it the right way, and you've done a good job. And so I'm pumped up about that, Smiley. Braid, she went ahead and flipped up to Mama Kay, and she is now southbound from Katahdin and heading on back down to where she got where she first flipped. Our Dirty Jobs and Punchline, they are past the infamous MIsc, I think I said that right, MIsc Notch. So that is the hardest, supposedly the hardest mile on the AT. So basically it's a rock scramble over school bus size boulders, and I don't mean the short bus either. House size boulders, not much of a trail there. It's just a rock scramble, pure and simple, uphill. A lot of places you even have to take your pack off to push it through or drag it through after yourself. So congratulations on getting through that. I'm sure that is a lot of fun. Patriot's back on the trail and in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. PTL, he is done dealing with the terrain and the rocks in Rocksylvania, and he is across the Delaware River into the Garden State. Wiki, he hit 2,000 miles this week. Congratulations to you, Wiki, and he'll be summiting in the next few weeks. Mulan, she has flipped up north and flipped from Katahdin, and she is now heading sub-O back to Harpers Ferry. Joe Hikes, he is in New York somewhere around mile 1400, and he is coming north and continuing on north. Trimmer, who got his trail name because he actually has Parkinson's, and he is hiking the trail, and he started this year, and then because of the virus he got off like a lot of people did, and he has just decided that COVID-19 doesn't matter right now because his Parkinson's is not going to wait on COVID-19 to clear up. So that is a disease that continues to progress, and there's no known cure for it. And so Trimmer, I think that's a great idea, and we look forward to watching you. And Trimmer is started back on his hike and down, and he is somewhere coming in around Neal's Gap. So he came, he actually didn't get started. So he was getting ready to get started, and then the virus hit, and so now he is started in earnest at Neal's Gap, and he's going to hike till cold weather, and then he'll get back on in May and continue north to finish in 1 year. So Trimmer, looking forward to following you. Just Sean announced that he is about 200 miles from being done on the PCT, and he's going to come back and finish the AT. So he started on the AT. He was one of 6 we were tracking that were going to try and do a calendar year Triple Crown. So when the virus hit the AT really hard, he went on out to the PCT, where things were a little different, I suppose. Although that's the left coast, so that's typically the coast where stuff is a little more messed up than it is here. But in any case, he stayed out there. It looks like he's had a good time out there and a productive time. He's going to be finishing that up and come on out to the AT. He will not be doing the CDT, so he won't get the Triple Crown in 1 calendar year, but 2 long trails is a plenty. So look forward to just Sean getting back out on the East Coast and finishing his PCT. Knoxville has made it to Maine. Big Rig, he is in the 100-mile wilderness, and he has actually seen Katahdin from where he's at, and he'll be summiting in the next few weeks, and then he's going to be flipping back to Maryland and Harpers Ferry to continue on Sobo. Wild, he's past 1,500 just hours ago after we corresponded online, and so congrats to you, my brother, and looking forward to you continuing on. He's battling a little bit of shin splints, and you know, I can see how folks battle that. I know when I was in basic training, I picked up shin splints because the leather combat boots that the Uncle Sam issued me did not have any arch supports, and so once I got arch supports, you know, I was eating like a bottle of aspirin a week, and so once I got my arch supports, those shin splints went away, and I could cut back on the aspirin. So hopefully, maybe that's what it is, that your arch supports have failed, or just plain wore out, or maybe your shoes just wore out. But in any case, hope those get better for you, Wild. Books is off trail right now for some family time, and she is going to be getting back on in Massachusetts. $2 steak, he's off, but he plans to get back on in Northern Virginia and then flip up to Maine once he makes Harpers Ferry. Owlcat, PR, and Hawk, they are in the white, so they are making a good time for Owlcat and PR. Of course, Hawk last year did a yo-yo, but I think he is enjoying that relaxed pace that Owlcat and PR have been helping him maintain. Jukebox is heading Sobo after flipping to Maine, and he is hiking with several Sobos, bags, fort, and books. And so that's a different books than the one that I mentioned earlier. This is Sobo books. Before I was mentioning Nobo books. But they're doing great, and that he says that the 40 miles of the 100-mile wilderness, right as you get into it Nobo, or the end of it going Sobo, is terrible with bugs. He said mosquitoes, black flies, and deer flies all at once, and to keep your sanity, you've got to have a head net. But it does say that the water sources are good there, so keep that in mind, folks, as you're going further north, and those bugs up there, particularly in the 100-mile wilderness, are a pain until you get some elevation behind you. John Boy is around the Cheshire area. Redbeard is in Vermont and says the water was pretty dry in New York. He did have to skip Massachusetts due to the no overnight camping rules there that they have in place in Massachusetts. He decided to go ahead and adhere to those. And so we appreciate that, Redbeard. Monk is in Vermont, and says he is still having the time of his life. So that is awesome to be that far north, that much time on the trail. I think that gives him somewhere around 1,500 miles that he's done on the trail. So congratulations to you, Monk. And he's hiking with Freefall, Rudy, Billy, and Buckler. So congratulations to all y'all. Phoenix and Honeydew, they were somewhere in central Virginia. They had to get off and take care of a few things for a week or so, but they will be getting back on. And then we also want to say a big congratulations to Quicksilver, who finished the trail and summited Katahdin in 79 days. So that's got to be just everything a blur. But quite an accomplishment, Quicksilver, just to finish the trail at all, much less to do it in 79 days. So Quicksilver's not somebody that we were tracking, and I don't think anybody could track him because he was going so fast. So a couple folks that have gotten off the trail. Snow White has gotten off the trail, and that's because the social aspect that she was really looking forward to is just not there. She's never been able to really hook up with a tramley, and so a lot of the time she's been out there by herself, frankly, and so that is not what she wanted her hike to be about, and so she is going to try again next year. Gumby's off the trail in Harpers Ferry, and he decided that 1,000 miles was a good enough accomplishment for him, and that's a great accomplishment for anybody. So congratulations on that, Gumby. Hot T got off due to plantar fasciitis, and he will not be back till next summer to try to finish up then. He is in school, so he's going to go ahead and once he's going to go on to school and again, of course, get healed up, and then come back next year and try to finish up to be a thru hiker in the summer. And then Caruso is also off the trail, and will be starting over again next year. So some trail news here. Not a lot of trail news, but what we got, A lot of it came from Whispers. Appreciate that, Whispers. He is our contact. And when I say our contact, I mean the channel, me and you and everybody out there. Our contact up in the White Mountains and the AMC mountain clubs up there. We appreciate what he's doing. Anybody else out there that has a particular area of the trail that they know a lot about, have some information on, this channel is just a conglomeration of everybody coming together. It's not just me. I'm just the one, the talking head up here reporting it. So anybody, please send that in, and once I validate it to some degree, then we'll go ahead and get that out as well. So appreciate everybody that sends those reports in. Whiskers, he reports that the AT shelters in the sites, especially from the Kinsmans to the Mariahs, are overflowing with folks. So up there in that area, when they have good weather, the summer and Saturday crowds on weekends are, he says there's like 80+ folks around some of those huts and everything up there. So even the overflow sites are packed at Guyute on Wednesday and Thursdays and Saturdays, and the crowds hiking to Guyute on Friday were just nuts, particularly when he was heading back to his car from hiking there. So he spends a lot of times up there around the AMC and in the Whites, and so he knows these trails very well, knows the conditions. He is talking to the caretakers up there, and so we appreciate everything that he's doing to give us this information. He says that if he was a thru hiker, he would aim for the stealth spots. He'd planned to stay Thursday night at Guyute, but seeing the crowds, he camped at a stealth site another 1.5 miles further from the ATC instead. He says it looks like the AMC huts will be closed for overnight stays. Of course, they are now, and he says also into the fall seasons. So it's not looking good for the winter seasons up there either. The huts, he says, look to be more or less on the same schedule as far as what they typically have been. Of course, they're open, but people cannot stay there. They've got water via the outside spigots on all the huts at 24/7, and the bathrooms are 24/7 at the 3 huts that have the external bathrooms. That's Lonesome Lake, Zealand, and Carter. And then the other bathrooms at the other huts are from 8 o'clock in the morning to 2000 hours. So that's 8 o'clock at night for you cities out there. And then also he says it looks like the food has shorter hours than the bathrooms in the afternoon break, so they have a limited amount of food up there that they're selling. I think like a burrito was $8, a hot dog's $5, so it's not cheap. It's all got to be hauled in on somebody's back. So but the food, just if you're counting on getting something to eat there, just know it's not going to be but short hours that they're doing that. The Bear Mountain Zoo is closed due to storm damage, and Bear Mountain Park in general, with no power or restroom. So you can go through there and stay on the AT. I don't think they're letting you go through the zoo right now because of the storm damage. There's no power and no bathrooms in Bear Mountain State Park either. And the Monson Appalachian Trail Visitor Center has opened. Harpers Ferry hasn't opened. Now they do have an outside kiosk or outside card table or something set up to give out information, but you can't go inside. You can still get your picture taken there. Of course, they're still not recognizing thru hikers, so nobody can register. Nobody, I guess, can get their Polaroid picture taken like they typically have in the past. I haven't seen any of those being posted. So, but the Monson Appalachian Trail Visitor Center is open for the 2020 season. Their hours of operation are 8 to 11 a.m. and 1 to 5 p.m. Thursday through Monday, and they're closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So bear reports out there. Of course, this is bear season. There are lots of bear activity. The newest stuff we have, we did talk last time about the Cosby Knob Shelter in the Smoky Mountains National Park being closed due to bear activity, and now they've also posted a caution level for the Double Springs Gap Shelter. That's at mile 197 for bear activity, high bear activity there. So be sure that you are securing your stuff in hangs, or most of those places have cables. Make sure you're using those, and I would even use those for your packs. So a lot of stuff going on out there, folks. If you're a thru hiker, please send me your updates, and you can do that either through my email at ramdinoroamingthetrails@gmail.com or through my Facebook page at ramdinoroamingthetrails, where you can send me a messenger, or through my Instagram account, just at simply Ramdino, and send me a message there. So appreciate all those folks that sent those in, and all the folks that responded to me. Really helps me out. And I know that I've heard people in the past, and other thru hikers, even people that have already summited this year, tell me that they like seeing what other folks are doing out there. And I had a thru hiker one time tell me that it helped him get over his post-trail depression. So why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't folks, me put this together out of people that are putting it together? We could just help one person with his post-trail depression. Why wouldn't we do that? So thanks a lot, everybody. I appreciate it. Subscribe to this channel, leave me a comment. Love hearing your comments and responding to them. And as always, appreciate you, and we'll see you out here.